Blessed moment. Shabbat Shalom. We give the Creator all glory, honor, and praise for another day that He has bestowed upon us. We give Him all glory that is due unto His holy name. Today I want to thank the Creator for His mercy that has kept us and has preserved us and has allowed us to be among the living. I want to welcome you to another session, and as you come, as we always declare, feel free to share. Feel free to be a part of what we are doing. Feel free to leave your comments and your views because they are important. You playing your part to help us is to press that share button to get others so that we can spread the gospel all over the world. If you are joining for the first time, I want to welcome you specially. Thank you for joining and thank you for being a part of our session today. And for those who are always joining and supporting, I want to encourage you to continue to do the same because it's all about spreading the gospel all over the world. So we declare that this is the day that the Creator has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. One more day among the living is something to be grateful for. We have been looking at some very important and serious topics or subjects over the past weeks, months, and we want to continue to dig deep in the Word because, of course, the Word is life and the Word is very important to us. Last week we spoke about the righteousness of the church, our church righteousness versus the righteousness of the Creator. Very, very important message because, we don't want to go around establishing our own righteousness and not the righteousness that the Creator wants of us. And, we want to remember these things, not to go around believing that everything is all right and not understanding that sometimes we are establishing our own rules and laws and not what the Bible teaches. So we want to be mindful of these things. Now, this week, I want to talk to us on a very important, a very practical topic. The dangers or the danger of cares. The danger of cares. The Bible talks about the cares of this life. And we want to look at the dangers. In fact, today I want to strike a balance about the cares of this life. Now, what are cares? What are cares? Because we want to look on both sides and the danger of it. And we want to seek to look deep into it so that we can have an understanding. So that we won't get caught up going after these things and not understanding how they can be detrimental to our souls. Now, what are cares? Cares has to do with the demands of life, the important necessities of life. I want to say that again. Cares has to do with the demands of life, the important necessities of life. Now, one might ask the question, what are these? What are you talking about? One, food, shelter, raiment, which the Bible talks of, money, protection, future. These are important to life. These are things that we all get up daily. We ponder about, we think about, we try to work out. We sit down and we try to come up with different ways how to attain all of the above mentioned. These are the demands, the necessities that we need to function as human beings. Now, if we should come across someone that is not interested in these things that I mentioned, we would peradventure consider this person worthless. Let's face reality. Let's reason. If we should come across, and remember as I said earlier, we want to strike a balance. So just bear with me. We're going on a journey and we want to strike a balance. If we should come across someone, if you know of someone that is not interested in food, shelter, raiment, protection, thinking about the future, money, all of these things, shelter, all of these things, we would consider such a person worthless. The Bible states in Ecclesiastes 10 verse 19 that money answereth all things. Remember, we're striking a balance. Money answereth all things. The Bible made that clear. Of course, it says the love of money is also the root of all evil. Remember, we're seeking to strike a balance. So though money answers things, it also declares that the love of it is the root of all evil. Now, the Bible says in 1 Timothy 5 verse 8, if you don't provide for your own, especially for one who is of the whole soul, you are worse than an infidel, or you deny the faith, or you are worse than an unbeliever. So the Bible is telling us that if there is someone who is not providing for his family, especially his household, the Bible is saying that that person denies the faith. That person is worse than an unbeliever. So I am seeking to bring our attention to striking a balance with the cares, the necessities of life, the things that are important, the things that we need to survive, to function. So if we should come across someone, or if you should look at me and I'm someone who is not seeking to provide food, shelter, clothing, looking about the future, protection for my family, then I would be considered worse, as the Bible says, than an unbeliever. Can we reason? Now, even though these things are important, and this is what I want us to focus on. These things are important. We need them. Though they are important, these are the same things that the enemy, the devil, the adversary against our soul, these are the same things that the enemy uses to rob us from the Creator. I want to say that again. Even though these things are very important, the Bible talks about food and raiment. The Bible talks about shelter. Yes, all these things. Even though they are important, these are the same things that the enemy, that the adversary uses to rob us from the Creator. The dangers of cares, remember that's the topic. The dangers of cares can take over your mind. Can you imagine daily you and I sitting down trying to work out and trying to figure out, where am I going to get the next meal? How am I going to pay the bills? How am I going to take care of the children? The future of my family? How am I going to protect? All these things are important, as I said. But these are the same things that the enemy uses to distract us and to rob us from the Creator. And we want to use Bible today. We're striking a balance to see how dangerous these things are, even though they are important, how dangerous they are, and how we have to go about watching over our souls and watching over how we go about these things when they are also designed to rob us from spending time with the Creator, rob us from having true relationship with the Creator. All these things are dangerous, and if we are not careful, they will cause us to lose our souls. Now, cares of this life is so dangerous, it can prevent you from hearing the word and also receiving it upon hearing. Many of us that are tuning in and listening are persons who are seeking to have a relationship, I'm assuming, with the Creator. We want to dig deeper and we want to have a relationship with the Creator, live a life in this life that is pleasing, so that we can have a right end and make it in with our Creator, right? Now, cares are designed to rob us. That's when we hear the word, we can't understand it. We can't receive it because we are so occupied or preoccupied with these things daily, from day to day. Cares prevent us from hearing the word. And we want to look at Luke 10, 38 to 42. So we want to match Bible now with what I'm seeking to bring across. So I want us to look at Luke 10, verse 38 to 42. And we want to look at an example of the difference between cares of this life and what is important to the Creator or to the Messiah. So Luke 10, 38 to 42. Luke 10, listen what the Bible says. Now it came to pass as they went that he entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, which also sat at the Messiah's feet and heard his word. But Martha was cumbered about much serving, and came to him and said, Master, dost thou not care that my sister had left me to serve alone? Bid her therefore that she help me. So the Messiah went into a dwelling, and there was Mary and there was Martha. And one went to the Messiah and said, listen, I am here going about my daily tasks, making preparation, because the Messiah, of course, is in the house. What Martha was doing was very important. She was seeking to make preparation because she was seeking to be hospitable, because she had a visitor, the Master, not only a visitor, but the visitor of all visitors, the greatest, was in the house. Though it was important, these were necessities and cares. She was looking about food and other things. But hear what the Bible says. The Messiah answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha, thou art careful and troubled about many things, but one thing is needful, and Mary hath chosen that good part which shall not be taken away from her. Do you know the part that Mary chose? Mary chose the part where she sat at the feet of the Messiah, receiving the word, hearing the word and receiving it. Martha could not receive and hear the word because in that moment she chose to go about. She was being attentive to other things. But the Messiah was saying that Mary chose to receive the word. Mary chose what was important. Remember, there's a physical, there's a flesh part of us and there's a spirit part. And the most important part is the spirit, which we always talk about. Mary chose to receive the word. Mary chose to be at the feet of the Messiah and receive the word that is important. The most important part is feeding the spiritual. Though Martha was attending to those things in this context, it should not have taken up prominence, because the reality is the Messiah was in the house, the word was being dished out, but she was preoccupied going after these things that I made mention of earlier. The dangers of the cares of this life. Again, I want to make the point clear because I'm seeking to strike a balance. Though these things are important, these are the things that the enemy uses to rob us from relationship with the Creator. I want us to assess things and to think about things as we dig in the Word. So this was a perfect example of seeking to attend to the necessities and the needs and the cares of this life. But the word was being dished out, and Mary chose at that point to receive the word which is more important than any other thing. Let's think about it. Let's assess things. Let's look deep into things, because we can't allow, that's why the Bible says, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and then in the end loses his or her soul? Though these things are important, we have to strike a balance. I want to make it clear, because one might say, I need money, I need food, I need clothing, I need to secure my future, I need protection. And of course the Bible shows that if you're not providing and looking out for your own soul, you are worse than an unbeliever. So the question is then, how do I strike a balance? How do I get it right? Very, very important. Remember, as I said, this is what the adversary uses. So I said, cares can prevent you from hearing the word. So Mary did not get distracted by the cares. Martha got distracted by the cares in that moment. And because of that, she could not receive the word. Are you hearing me this morning? Mary got caught up with the cares of this life. That's why I said the dangers of the cares of this life. That's why I'm seeking to strike a balance. I'm putting emphasis on it, because I don't want you and I to miss it. Even though they are important, these are the same things that the enemy is using to rob us. So the house will come and say, come and clean me. The dishes will say, come and wash me. Food will come and say, come and cook me. Every day, these things repeat. They are repetition in our lives. Every day, one has to cook and eat. The house has to be cleaned up. Food has to be provided. You know, you're watching over. So every day we get up, we are occupied with these things. When we sit down, sometimes we can't even focus, because all we are thinking about is the next meal. All we are thinking about is the next money to pay that bill. Again, these things are necessities and they are important, but we have to strike a balance. Mary chose to leave those things in that moment and focus when the Messiah was in the house with the word. I want to read that again now. You hear what the Messiah said? Martha, Martha, thou art careful and troubled about many things. I don't want to rush over this. Martha, Martha, like he was putting emphasis. Woman, you are troubled by many things. You are troubled about the cares of this life. But one thing is needful. And Mary had chosen that good part, which shall not be taken away from her. Mary chose the word. Mary chose to attend to the things what the Messiah was dishing out in the moment. Do not allow the cares of this life to distract you from the things of the Creator. Come on, somebody. Do not allow the cares of this life, though they are important, to take you away and rob you from relationship with the Creator. It is dangerous. The cares of this life, they are dangerous, and these are the things that the adversary is using to distract us, to suck us in, because they seem like they mean the more than anything else. So the Messiah said, listen, you are careful and you are troubled about many things. But what is most important at this point, in this moment, in this time, what is important? Mary chose that. Come on. That's what Mary chose. Cares can choke the word after getting the word. Mark 4 verse 19. Let's read that. Mark 4 verse 19. We're using the Bible. And the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things entering choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. The cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things entering choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. The cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things. The things of the world are designed to choke the word when we receive the word. They enter in. That's what the Bible is saying now. And they choke the word, and the word, when we receive the word become unfruitful. It cannot accomplish that which it came for, because we are so focused on the things of this life. How can we prevent these things from happening? We have to desire the Creator more than all the necessities, more than all of the things of this life. We have to choose the relationship. We have to be like Mary and desire and choose the Creator over all these things. Now, I want you to understand that human beings and men, we are created, as the Bible says, we're born in sin and we're shaped in iniquity. There's a endless greed in human being and in mankind for all these things that I made mention of. Like, we constantly focus on these things daily, and these are the things that we get up and we go after every single day. We chase after these things, and then we come and we seek to attach the Creator to some parts of our lives. We focus on going after these things. There's an endless greed for all these cares. Man basically will never be satisfied with all of these. Even if a man gets so much money, a man will still be chasing after money, because there's an endless greed. This is human nature. And if we don't combat these things and understand that it is relationship with the Creator is most important, then we are going to have problem. There's an endless greed in mankind. Mankind will never be satisfied. Or there are even, when you study the Bible shows you that there are people that don't even have children, but they labor day and night, seeking, going after all these things, but they don't even have children that is going to inherit what they have. But because there's a greed on the inside, seeking these things. Ecclesiastes, the preacher, tell you that, listen, I was a king. I have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I knew it all. I had it all. But the man came back and said, I went after it, but all is vanity and vexation of spirit. At the end, the man declared that the duty of man is to fear the Creator and keep his commandments. That is the most important thing. Most important thing. Hear what Ecclesiastes 4 verse 8 says. There is one alone, and there is not a second. Yea, he had neither child nor brother. Yet is there no end of all his labor. Neither is his eyes satisfied with riches. Neither said he, for whom do I labor and bereave my soul of good? This is also vanity. It is a sore travail. So the Bible is saying that there is one alone, one person alone. He has no one else. He has no child, he has no brother, he has no sister. Yet is there no end to all his labor. In other words, the man work day and night. It's just all about work, seeking to satisfy the greed that is on the inside. He seeks after riches, and he doesn't even have the ability to say, for whom do I labor and bereave my soul of good? So the man is not even enjoying life, because he is so caught up going after the things of this world. Chasing after, working away. Who is he working for? Who do I labor and bereave my soul? These are things we have to become conscious and be aware of these things. The dangers of cares. The dangers of cares. Though these things are important. Hear what the Bible says in 1 Timothy 6 verse 6. Godliness with contentment is great gain. We brought nothing into this world, and it is a certain that we'll leave this world with nothing. But the important point is, when we have a relationship with the Creator, and we are satisfied with what we have, the Bible is telling us that that is a great victory. That is a great gain. So that's why I'm seeking to make the point of striking a balance. Striking a balance. These are important, but our soul is more important than the natural things. Remember, we have a flesh and we have a spirit. What are we going to put emphasis on? What are we going to feed the more? Is it that we are going to feed the physical man the more, or the spiritual man? Mary got something that was important. She was spending time feeding the spiritual aspect of life. So the flesh has need, and the spirit has need. But we have to strike the balance. We have to feed the spirit man more than always seek to feed the natural man. Come on. Come on. We have to feed the spirit man more than how we focus to feed the natural man. Cares are designed to rob us, to rob relationship, to rob intimacy from the Creator. This is what the enemy uses. Am I saying that you should not desire to have a roof over your head? Am I saying that you should not desire seeking to set your future right for your children, because the Bible talks about that? Am I saying that you must not protect your loved ones? All these are important. But if they are going to take up the place of the Creator in our lives, then we have to pause and analyze it. Again, I talk about the preacher. He, by wisdom, went after all these things. The man declared that he sought by wisdom to find out everything that was done under the sun. So anything that you and I are chasing after today, he did it and did far more exceedingly than what we are even going after. And the man concluded everything. In the end, the most important thing for man is to fear the Creator and to keep His commandments. I want to encourage us today. Let's sit, pause, and assess ourselves and see if we are all about focusing on the things of this world, the cares of this world, to the point where we are losing our relationship with the Creator. Remember, when the enemy wanted to tempt the Messiah, he presented the things of this world to the Messiah. That's what he presented to him. And if he did that to the Messiah, the Son of the living, come on, Creator man, what more us? When you start your day and I start my day, what occupies our mind? What occupies our thoughts? Are we focused on all the things that I made mention of before? Are all these things the things that we get up and we are occupied with? Or are we occupied with the things of the Creator? What are we occupied with? When we receive the word, are these things choking the word away from us? When we are in the company of the word being spoken, are we hearing the word but not hearing it because we are so occupied or preoccupied focusing on how we are going to figure out the next meal? Or this is something that is very, very serious, very practical, something that is happening to us even right now while I'm sitting here talking. Sometimes even in your own homes, if the word is being ministered, some persons, I want to put it right, I'm not here to judge. You may be even doing some work in the meantime because you're trying, because 7 days in 1 week, sometimes I hear people say, man, if there could be an extra day in the week, because of so many things that they want to do or accomplish. Because there are so many needs, so many wants, so many things to go after. The enemy is cunning, crafty. And that's why the Bible warns that when we receive the word, the enemy is there to use all of these things that I made mention of to come and choke the word, take the word away so that the word don't become fruitful. I'm not here today to sit and talk for long. It's just a simple message. Let's not get caught up chasing after the cares of this life, that we chase after it and we end up losing our soul. One man come and said, I've tried it all, but at the end of the day, fear the Creator, keep His commandments. The Bible says, what does it profit to gain this entire world, and then in the end, we lose our soul? Dangers of the cares of this life. Now, I want to close off by saying, cares can prevent you from being ready to meet the Creator. And we're going to look at Luke 21, verse 34. Luke 21, verse 34. And hear what the Bible says. And take heed, so it's a warning to yourself, lest any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that they come upon you unaware. So the day can come upon us unaware, because we are so caught up with the cares of this life. We can get so caught up chasing after these things that we are not watching over our soul. So all I'm saying, is that we have to find a way to strike a balance. That's why the Bible says godliness with contentment is great gain. It is a war. It is a fight. And if we can combat, if we can overcome this, the Bible is saying that it is a great gain. It's a great victory. So cares can prevent us from knowing that we're going to miss out. We're missing out on the Creator. We get so caught up in all these things. Just a simple message to us, to you, to all the viewers and the listeners today. Don't get caught up. Assess things and understand the dangers of cares. The dangers of the cares of this life. Today we give the Creator honor, glory, and praise for His word. I want us to seek to meditate on the word. Seek to allow the Creator to be number one. The Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of the Creator, and all these things will be added unto us. We need to make the Creator number one. We need to take the example of Mary. Though those things are important, what was important to her soul and in the moment was receiving the word from the Creator. I encourage us today, let us seek to allow the Creator to be number one in our lives, and not allow the cares of this life to choke the word away, or to distract us, or to rob us. Rob us. Rob us. Rob us. Rob us. Rob us from our relationship with the Creator. Children will rob you. Work will rob you. Your relationship will rob you. Chasing after money will rob you. Chasing after food and clothing and shelter and all these things will rob your relationship. That's what the enemy uses. Do you know, I want to end it, but something is lingering in my heart. Do you know that there are many people that were before us? The place that you are sitting or standing and are walking around, and right now, there are some dead bones located there, and the same things that we get up every day going after, these men and women went after them too, but today they are no more. The Messiah said, Mary chose in the moment what was most important. Come on, man. Come on. I can chase after the world, but in the end I lose my soul. Hello. What does it profit me? They look good. They feel good in the moment, but at the end I'm going to lose out on what is most important. My soul. Pause. Even though I'm here sitting talking to you, I have to pause. I am even thinking while I'm talking to you. Am I chasing after this life, trying to fix things, trying to figure out things, trying to work out things, and in the end, not paying attention to what the Creator might be saying to me in this moment? Am I deceiving myself? Am I being robbed by going after things that I believe is important in the moment? Come on, no man. Gideon, check yourself. Wherever you are, pause and talk to yourself. Ask yourself, come on. Is the word being choked? Is the word being presented and I can't see the word because I'm occupied, because I'm so focused on wanting to make that money, trying to secure the future? If you secure your future with going after these things and the future don't have the Creator in it, you're doomed. You would be a lost soul. And it goes for me too. Come on. Let's strike a balance. Let's become people who chase after the Creator. Seek after the Creator. Wanting Him more than anything or anyone in this life. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. I give honor and glory to the Creator for His word today. Take today and assess yourself with the word. Don't allow the enemy to have victory over us, over you, because of the cares that I just made mention of. Very important. Have a wonderful day. Remember to share when it's possible, to get others to hear the good news of what the Creator is saying to us as a people. Thank you again for tuning in today. Have a wonderful day.